the hillside. Little boxes made of ticky-tacky, little boxes, little boxes, little boxes all the same. There's a green one and a pink one and a blue one and a yellow one, and they're all made out of ticky-tacky, and they all look just the same. And the people in the houses all went to the university, where they all were put in boxes, little boxes all the same. And there's doctors and there's lawyers and business executives, and they're all made out of ticky-tacky, and they all look just the same. And they all play on the golf course and drink their martini dry, and they all have pretty children, and the children go to school, and the children go to summer camp, and then to the university, where they all get put in boxes, and they all come out the same. And the boys go into business and marry and raise a family, and they all get put in boxes, little boxes all the same. There's a green one and a pink one and a blue one and a yellow one, and they're all made out of ticky-tacky, and they all look just the same. Ira Hayes, Ira Hayes, call him drunken Ira Hayes, he won't answer anymore. Not the whiskey-drinking Indian, nor the Marine that went to war. Gather round me, you people, story I will tell about a brave young Indian you should remember well. From the tribe of Pima Indians, a proud and peaceful band who farmed the Phoenix Valley in Arizona land. Down the ditches for 1,000 years, sparkling water rushed, till the white man stole their water rights, and the running water hushed. Now Ira's folks were hungry. Their farm grew crops of weeds, but when war came, he volunteered and forgot the white man's greed. Call him drunken Ira Hayes, he won't answer anymore. Not the whiskey-drinking Indian, nor the Marine that went to war. They started up Iwo Jima Hill, 250 men, but only 27 lived to walk back down again. And when the fight was over and Old Glory raised, among the men who held it high was the Indian Ira Hayes. Ira Hayes, Ira Hayes, call him drunken Ira Hayes, he won't answer anymore. Not the whiskey-drinking Indian, nor the Marine that went to war. Ira Hayes returned a hero, celebrated throughout the land. He was wined and speeched and honored. Everybody shook his hand. But he was just a Pima Indian. No money, no crops, no chance. At home, nobody cared what Ira had done. And when do the Indians dance? Call him drunken Ira Hayes, he won't answer anymore. Not the whiskey-drinking Indian, nor the Marine that went to war. Well, Ira started drinking hard. Jail often was his home. They let him raise the flag there and lower it as you'd throw a dog a bone. He died drunk early one morning, alone in the land he'd fought to save. 2 inches of water in a lonely ditch was the grave for Ira Hayes. Ira Hayes, Ira Hayes, call him Drunken Ira Hayes. He won't answer anymore. Not the whiskey-drinking Indian nor the Marine that went to war. Yes, call him Drunken Ira Hayes, but his land is still as dry, and his ghost is lying thirsty in the ditch where Ira died. Bill Brown was born at 2:30. The doctor said that he was blue. He doubled up his little fist, but the doctor put him on that list. Well, the years went by and he started to school where segregation was the rule. As soon as Bill come into sight, they put him on the list as white. He went to work to earn a buck. The pay was poor and the job was struck. The boss declared, I've had my fill, and on the blacklist went young Bill. Jobless Bill sang to the skies, workers of the world arise. They said he was a communist and they put him on another list. He's gone and left his old hometown. There's red, white, and blue, black and blue Bill Brown. Yet wherever he may be, he's just plain Bill Brown to me. On a bright and sunny day, not too long ago, the wind blew strong, the sea broke white, but all was still below. A submarine called Thresher was on a deep sea dive. She dove below her safety range and crushed her crew alive. The Thresher was a nuclear sub with modern guns and gear, but none of her designers could make her reappear. Fastest, deepest submarine, caught beneath the brine. Caught were all her sailors, 129. Among them were two brothers, Schaffer was their name. Their mother kept a midnight watch, but prayers were all in vain. The Thresher was a nuclear sub with modern guns and gear, but none of her designers could make her reappear. But if it's best and biggest too, and if it's made for war, just like the ship called Thresher, we'll make 1,000,000 more. But hope this loss will bring to pass a day we'll live to see, when ships are all designed to sail together peacefully. The Thresher was a nuclear sub with modern guns and gear, but none of her designers could make her reappear. Was on a bright and sunny day, not too long ago. The wind blew strong, the sea broke white, but all was still below. The submarine called Thresher was on a deep sea dive. She dove below her safety range and crushed her crew alive. The Thresher was a nuclear sub with modern guns and gear, but none of her designers could make her reappear. Who killed Norma Jean? I said the city as a civic duty. I killed Norma Jean. Who saw her die? I said the night and a bedroom light, we saw her die. Who'll catch your blood? I said the fan, with my little pan, I'll catch your blood. Who'll make her shroud? I said the lover, my guilt to cover, I'll make her shroud. Who'll dig her grave? The tourist will come to join in the fun. He'll dig her grave. Who'll be chief mourners? We who represent and lose our 10%. We'll be the chief mourners. Who'll bear the pall? We said the press, in pain and distress, we'll bear the pall. Who'd hold the bell? I screamed the mother, locked in her tower, I'll ring the bell. Who'll soon forget? I said the page, beginning to fade, I'll be first to forget. Who killed Norma Jean? I said the city has a civic duty. I killed Norma Jean. Where have you been, my blue-eyed son? Where have you been, my darling young one? I've strayed on the side of 12 misty mountains. I've walked and I've crawled on 6 crooked highways, stepped in the middle of 7 sad forests. I've been out in front of a dozen dead oceans, been 10,000 miles in the mouth of a graveyard, and it's hard, 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 hard. It's a hard rain's gonna fall. What have you seen, my blue-eyed son? What have you seen, my darling young one? I saw a newborn babe with the wild wolves around it. I saw a highway of golden with nobody on it. I saw a black branch with the blood that kept dripping. I saw a room full of men with their hammers a-bleeding. I saw a white ladder all covered with water. Saw 10,000 talkers whose tongues were all broken. Saw guns and sharp swords in the hands of young children. And it's hard, 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 hard. It's a hard rain's gonna fall. What did you hear, my blue-eyed son? What did you hear, my darling young one? I heard the sound of a thunder that roared out a warning. Heard the roar of a wave that could drown the whole world. Heard 100 drummers whose hands were a-blazing. Heard 10,000 whispering and nobody listening. Heard one person starve, heard many persons laughing. Heard the song of a poet who died in the gutter. Heard the sound of a clown who cried in the alley. Heard the sound of one person who cried he was human. And it's hard, 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 hard. It's a hard rain's gonna fall.